Good day, everyone. I'm Jennifer Dr. J. Thibeaux, and this is just an audio broadcast to have some audio thoughts out on the wax. So it's not really wax anymore, but if you are of a particular age, you do remember the idea of wax. So if I was in that time frame, I would be laying down some wax and some tracks and all that good stuff. But here we are in the digital world, and here I am talking about a talent entanglement. Hopefully that is an interesting enough topic. I am broadcasting today out of a remote location. I am not as remote as I would like, as there are window washers outside of my window deciding to have fun conversation. So I apologize ahead of time if you get a chance to hear a glimpse of what I'm hearing on the outside. But, I'm sitting here and I'm working on a lot of different projects. And there's a lot of things happening in the world. We had the Oscars, and the slap heard around the world and seen and experienced and felt, and mixed emotions wrapped all around all of that with the actor Will Smith, connected in part with his wife Jada Pinkett Smith, and the host of the Oscars, Chris Rock. That was tragic all in of itself, but the reason I bring them all up is not for a shameless clickbait, but to use the word entanglement. The word came into our ethos with Red Table Talk and Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith talking about a very complex relationship dynamic that they had in their marriage. Now, that's up for you to go Google, find, and do all that. I'm not here to talk about that. But I am going to personify that concept and use it in the sense of talent. Okay, you guys know I focus on talent, performing, doing what you can do, be all that you can be in the military or not, being the best you. Okay, the best version of you every single day. But I find we have this talent entanglement. So I love sports, obviously. Love basketball. Love watching LeBron James on the court. LeBron James is arguably one of the top 5 basketball players of all time. We are watching him the same way that we watched Michael Jordan. Once he got to a certain point, we were like, we're literally watching the best player out here. And every time you see LeBron out there, you're watching the best player out on the court in the league. Okay. Whether he gets MVP any particular season is beside the point. He's the best player out there. So it's hard to watch when the best player out there complains. It's hard to watch. You're the best player out there. The common mind will say, what do you have to complain about? You are the most talented. You had a lot of just God-gifted talent, and you took that and you ran with it and made it into something even greater. So you did something most people can't do. Why are you complaining to a referee about a call? Because that's the way it looks to us. Now, I get the fact that if you don't like a call in sports, that you have a prerogative, that if you want to say something about it, you can. But there becomes this entanglement that I see, and just follow me here, of being in competition or being in complaining mode. Okay, competition is your significant other. That's your spouse. That's who you married. You walk down the aisle. LeBron James walked down the aisle, and David Stern was at the other end and said, I want to be married to basketball professionally. And he got married right out of high school to the NBA. That's his work spouse. It's basketball. But there's this thing that exists out there, and it's not just in sports, it's in everyday life, that when things don't go your way, when things get tough, sometimes people go to a mistress or a manstress or whatever you want to call it in the relationship world. So in this sense, from a talent standpoint, when things don't go your way, when it gets a little too hot, people go to the mistress that is called complaining. See, the complainer likes to say, it's okay. You're really the best player. They got it wrong. They tell you things, that voice in your head, the complainer, tells you things you want to hear. That's why people go to the mistress or the mastress or whatever, the mistress, whatever you want to call it. They go to the other person because they want to have the outcome that they expect in their brain. But it's an entanglement. You can't go out there and compete, but be prepared to pull out your mistress when it's comfortable to you. That's not how this works. You're either committed to competing or you're not. Listen, you all know I'm big in competition. I love competing because I love winning. Do I win all the time? No, I absolutely do not. Do I complain about the times that I've lost? I have in the past, but I found it to be terribly a weight, like this terrible weight that I'm holding on to, this terrible waste of my time to sit there and complain about the shoulda, coulda, woulda of why things should have been different. That's me dealing with a mistress saying, you're right, I am better than that. I am better. The ref should have seen it this way, or the judge should have seen it this way. Or my manager should have seen it this way if we're talking about outside of sports. It still won't change anything. How many times have you ever seen a complaint convert a loss to a win? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Why? Because there's winners and there's losers. Like if I'm talking to a little child, I'm saying, boo-boo, there's winners and losers. Today you won, or I'd be saying today you lost. That's it. But tomorrow it could be different. So if you're committed to your talent, then you go out and compete. But you cannot serve two gods. You cannot be committed to your talent to compete and be committed that if things don't go your way, you're going to complain. You look at any relationship, it never works when you're committed to the main thing and the side thing. Doesn't work. Complaining is the side thing. Complaining doesn't help you get better. Complaining oftentimes makes you look crazy. It's just the way it is. Especially when you are the most talented person out there in the field of competition. And I'm not just talking basketball. So the things that you can do to get the outcomes you like, because I love winning. Work on your talent. Be the best thing out there, no matter what you're doing. If it's a regular job, whatever regular is, right? Like I hate saying that, and I do that often. I've got to fix that because sports is a regular job, and working in a management consulting company is a regular job. Being a research analyst is a regular job. They're all regular jobs. There's different types of jobs. But no matter what job you have, if you want to win, then you work on competing. You don't set yourself up for failure to have this safety net to say, okay, if it doesn't go my way, I'm going to run over to the mistress side and I'm going to believe everything. Yep, I should have won. Yep, that was the wrong call. You should have picked me. I'm not going to do that. We can't always fix what other people think about us, how they judge us. We can't always fix that, no matter how many times you jump up and down. It's kind of silly that we spend sometimes so much time trying to prove that we were right versus just competing and beating them to an oblivion in the competition field, right? That's what competition is. It's a comparison. There are no ties. Like I hate that personally. Side note, I hate that in football that they allow ties now. I'm like, ties? Who tied? Nobody tied. Somebody was a winner and somebody was a loser. There might have been a close winner and close loser, but somebody won and somebody lost, guaranteed. People walk away from a tie game. They're still walking away talking about who won and who lost. The idea that you allow a score to end up reflecting a tie is just silly. It's not real life. That's absolutely not real life. And I know that rule changes are being considered as well. They should, because that's not real life. Okay. So if you concentrate on your talent, the wins will happen. You hear that all the time when bringing sports into this. You hear that all the time with youth sports athletes. If you're good, they'll find you, right? Because the thing that's got to lead and drive everything is talent. So getting back to LeBron James, and I'm not picking on him at all, but getting back to him, why do we hate to see him complain? Because he's talented. He does not need to go to the side piece of complaining to win. None of us need to go to the side piece, the side relationship, the side thought, the side idea. Like at some point, you've got to fall out of love of that entanglement to bring the complaint with you while you're in competition. Focus on the win. Focus on making your talent the best talent. And you go out there and you literally give everything you have. And if the judges don't see it your way, the referees, the management, your customers, whoever it is, if they don't see it that way today, go out tomorrow. Continue to improve your talent. I guarantee you, if you are elevating your talent constantly, listen, so many people give up on their talent. It's really sad. We could have so many more talented people if they didn't give up and rely on the crutch of these side thoughts of complaining. So imagine if you didn't. If you did every single day, you elevated your talent. You would be so far ahead of people that there would be no need to even look at the complaint, because guess what? You're probably winning most of the time because you're the most talented out there. Because you were committed in serving only one relationship. The relationship was your talent and competing, bringing your best talent every day. So it's time to get rid of the entanglement. It's time. Say goodbye. Bye, Felicia. To the mistress, whatever you want to call it, of complaining. When you have to bring your talent, you go out and compete and you do the best that you can. And then you keep doing that every single day, making it better and better and better. That's it. Just had that on my brain. Hopefully you don't hear too much of the window washers outside, because I certainly can hear them, but it's all good. I appreciate you guys. Listen, you already know if you want to find anything, Jennifer Thibeaux, go to jenniferthibeaux.com. You can visit thibeaux.org. You can find me at Jen Thibeaux. Click, look me up, do all that great stuff. And of course, don't forget to shock the world.